Alright, so let's see what's happening on the Bitcoin price. So if we come over to the 4 hour, you can see in the last video we made, we talked about this bearish pennant with a price target down here of 37,500. What you can see is we've just broken bearish out of this pennant on a 4 hourly candle. And we are coming back to either break into the pattern again, or we are going to come up and test this as resistance and then break down, most likely to, I wouldn't expect this target to get hit. Just bear that in mind. Obviously the target is 27,005, but I don't think Bitcoin will be going that low ever again, in my opinion, which isn't financial advice. So I do see worst case scenario being 28,900 for Bitcoin. But I do strongly believe that we're going to come down to this 31,700 level. Now, we'll need to see what happens. So if we close this 4 hourly candle around this red box here, then I'm going to be putting in a lot in a short. Sorry. So if we come over to, well, yeah, that is the 4 hourly. We're breaking down lower lows and lower highs. If we come over to the daily, I can pretty much eye this and tell that we didn't even come up to the 236. Yeah, so the 236 is up here at 41,000. We came nowhere near there. So I'd just like to point out that a lot of people on my Twitter were getting out of bed for the 39,000 pound Bitcoin. And I'm gonna say this in every single video until we break out of this bearish trend. There is absolutely nothing bullish about a dead cat bounce up to resistance if we're just going to get rejected from the resistance. Let's see if Bitcoin shorts are doing anything. So Bitcoin shorts look like they're starting to turn up a little bit. The rule with trading is the more times you test a resistance or you test a support, then the more likely you are to break it. So if we keep on coming up and spiking in here and then coming down, then spiking in, then coming down and spiking in, eventually the shorts are going to go to the moon and Bitcoin is most likely going to fall off the table, and that will be our bear market confirmed. Now, the thing with bear markets is you only really realize you're in a bear market until you're halfway through them. So I'm not saying this is a bear market. You can still see that this drop from high to low is 52%, and the previous drop we had before basically skyrocketing was 56%. So I do believe that Bitcoin has some room to come down potentially to this 31,000 level, and then we would hope that that would be the bottom. Now, with this larger trend on the daily, you can still see that this W pattern is very much in effect. It hasn't broken down yet. It still does look like it has maybe more room to push to the upside, but we would really need to hold this level that we're at right now. If we start coming below, if I just draw a quick line chart, if we come down here, then this is going to be a really skewed W pattern. So I think that Bitcoin needs to turn around right now, otherwise it's made its decision. If we come back over to the chart that we were just on the Coinbase chart, on the daily we are still in this pattern, so the daily hasn't made the decision yet. So you know what, I'm not going to be putting in a short on here after a 4 hourly break. I do want to see a daily close below the resistance, and then I'll be putting in a short. So my stop loss is going to be just above the 40,000 level here, because I would not be surprised. Bitcoin loves to fake out. I would not be surprised if we came down and then potentially came up to somewhere like here and then rolled back over. But we would need to see what happens after we close a daily candle outside of this pattern. So there's really nothing else to see for Bitcoin. RSI is still reset in the middle. There's not a strong amount of buying or selling pressure on the 4 hourly. On the daily, not really too much here, but the RSI is starting to turn over. On the 1 hourly candles, you can see that we had a bit of a red volume step in, but nothing too mental. And yeah, so we're going to need to see what happens. If, like I said, just to reiterate one more time, if we close a daily candle outside of this pattern, then I will be shorting. Nothing bullish is happening for Bitcoin right now. If you want to be bullish, at least wait until we break above the 41,000. Everyone on Twitter that I follow is trying to catch a falling knife, and I'm just going to sit back and let the markets decide what I'm doing. So once again, none of this is financial advice. They're all just my opinions on the market, and you should just take it for entertainment. Peace.